Hi, folks. Welcome to the Prepared Homestead. This is Travis. Thank you all for stopping by to watch. Man, there is a lot of stuff going on in the news. Yesterday evening and this morning was just kind of going through things, seeing what was happening, kind of, trying to get some video content and ideas going. And I'm telling you, it's overwhelming. The amount of stuff that's happening right now. I mean, I guess in one way you could say it's not all, each individual thing into the world type news, but when you start putting it all together, there is so much stuff going on. And it's getting to a point that it's becoming quite overwhelming of just trying to put it all together and keep keep your mind able to kind of bring it all together and see how much stuff is going on. It is absolutely it's absolutely insane to think of all the things that's happening right now. And I know that there's still some of you out there that thinks that that's just fear mongering. That's oh my goodness, you're out here just drumming up the fear and sensationalizing things. I don't know how at this point in the game that we can consider it sensationalizing things when it's quite obviously happening, and the world as we know it it's as far as I'm concerned, it's gone. It's not dying, it's not soon to end. It's been gone for a while, and now we're in that chaotic stage of trying to figure out as a species, as a people, as a planet, of where we're going to go from here. More and more stuff is happening in the financial part of the world. I'm telling you, you've got the head of J.P. Morgan, Jamie Dimon, talking about how it's going to get worse, folks. It's not over yet. It's going to get worse. We've got businesses all over the country cutting back, job reports looking worse and worse. Folks from the Fed saying that they're going to have to raise the interest rates even more and keep them there for a while. More and more countries around the world are indicating that they're going to go off the U.S. dollar, that they're kind of done with it. We've got Israel and Lebanon. Looks like they're about ready to go to war against each other. Lebanon dumped a bunch of rockets into northern Israel. Israel has fought back. And now Israel is calling up their reservists. So it'll be interesting to see how that happens, because it looks like just more stuff happening there on the war front between those two countries. And with all the instability in that region and around the world, it's just uncertain of how far this is going to go this time. It's been, I think, since 2006 was the last time things really were getting heated up between those two areas. And there's more. There's more, the businesses, going back to that, American businesses that were once considered the bread and butter of, conservative, red-blooded, blue-collared America, are very openly coming out supporting trans issues and transgender people. And there's a lot of backlash because of that. And this whole trans movement thing just may be the thing that pops off a civil war between Americans, because we're seeing an immense divide and uptick in violence happen just because of that. Over the weekend, or yesterday, I guess it was, a young lady that was speaking out against trans people in sports, because it's, women are competing against men now, was violently attacked, and just all kinds of stuff about that. The White House has been speaking very openly about how horrible it is that so many states are passing these laws blocking trans issues, making it difficult for children to be, physically assaulted by physicians by having their body parts mutilated, and that's just awful, that we should be standing for trans issues instead of preventing this stuff in the states. And it's just creating the divide even deeper around the world. Russia, a couple of days ago, the deputy foreign minister stated that Russia is now at a hot war with the United States, that they are in their minds are engaged in a hot war with the United States, due to the fact that the U.S. has become so overtly involved in the war in Ukraine, and by sending long-range missiles. They claim that our intelligence operatives have been aiding Ukrainians and terrorist groups in Russia by, in attacking, doing terrorist attacks inside of Russia. And then Lavrov, the foreign minister of Russia, has stated that any peace negotiations with Ukraine should include the New World Order talk. And of course, we all know what that means, because it's Russia and China being the head of the New World Order. We're seeing so much stuff happen. It's almost, well, it's like we're living in another reality is what it is. It's almost like that we've all been somehow transplanted into a different world, a different reality. And I think that is really their goal. I think the goal is to create so much chaos and confusion. And the results of all the radically new agendas that are being pushed cause all of this chaos and confusion. And because of that, it throws us all off. We're all so unsettled and so confused by all the things that are happening. It's very difficult to keep up on it because there's always something new every day, it seems, anymore that's happening. That's just throwing everything off. The whole health crisis stuff just seems to not want to go away. I had, I guess, Bill Gates Anthony Fauci in the last couple of days state that the next pandemic could happen within the year, with all the increased talk of the H5N1 and the Marburg virus and other things. It just, nothing seems to want to go away, at least anything that is bad. It just all wants to linger around and kind of get worse. And that's the time that we're living in, folks. And we are living in a very unusual and rare moment, I think, in human history where the whole world seems to be falling apart. Or maybe it's all falling into place for purpose. And either way you want to look at it, folks like you and I are kind of left almost shell-shocked, I would say. What do we do? How do we react to this? Is this something that we should even be paying attention to? Because, if we can't fix it, if there's nothing we can do about it, do we just ignore it and go away? Well, we may not be able to fix all these problems, certainly, but I don't think ignoring it is necessarily the right thing to do. I think we should be aware of it, at least in the sense that it encourages us. I think there should be a level of encouragement going on within your life to get yourself ready, to get your heart right with the Lord, because of the amount of spiritual warfare that we're seeing happen. I think the Father is calling His people together. There is definitely a remnant call that's happening, and even in my eyes, my world, I see it. I see so many people gathering themselves together, trying to find other like-minded people, because they know that the wickedness, evilness of this world is becoming so profound that folks that are true believers need to be kind of, gathering themselves together. Well, there's also the people that are realizing that that the bad times haven't probably even yet begun, that we're just seeing the little skirmishes that happen before the big major battles happen. And that the very likelihood of things getting substantially worse in our world are very, very good chance. And so we have to continue to prepare and to continue to gather our strength and our skills and our communities together, because as all this stuff continues to happen, and it's getting to the point now that it's almost like an exponential growth of just bad things that are happening, and they're happening on such a increased basis. The speed and intensity at which all this change and all this chaos and turmoil is happening is just almost to the point of being overwhelming, especially if you just sat every day and watched it. I don't know how a person could handle that. Just the little bit that I'm seeing here and there when I'm checking the news is overwhelming. I can't imagine if someone just sat every day and started calculating and documenting all the things that are going on. It's too much. It's too much change. It's too much chaos going on. And I think the people that are kind of running the show know that. They know that that's what's happening. And at some point, something is going to pop off. Some point, there's got to be a steam, pressure release. And we don't know exactly where that will be. But it'll most likely be in a devastating way regardless. And so folks, continue to prepare and continue to stock up. This is a special week for many of you, all of you believers. This is all a special week, and it's a holy week, and it's as you're doing your, whatever things that you do, your traditions, your whatever you're doing out of the Bible, because everyone kind of has a different little thing that they're doing this week, their own little way. You should be really bringing it back to your faith, and to your faith in Yeshua and God the Father, because oh my goodness, the stuff that's happening, it's pretty substantial. And I think the times that we are living in are becoming shorter and shorter of how much time we have left. And I don't want to scare anyone. I don't want to sensationalize anything. I just want you folks to understand that it's very unusual and very dark times that are happening. The things that are going around the world, most of us would have never dreamed a lot of these things would be happening, and yet they are. And it's getting worse. So continue your preparations, stocking, getting all the stuff that you need to ride out this storm, getting your life as self-sufficient as you possibly can, producing your own food, getting your gardens out there, getting your family and your communities ready for all of this. And most of all, like I've said, getting your spiritual walk as strengthened as you can, putting on the full armor of God, because folks, you're going to need that more than you realize. Folks, now it's time to get your houses in order and to prepare mentally, physically, and spiritually. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.